Good morning. The Committee on Parole is called to order. The time is 10:40. My name is Tony Maribel. I'll be acting as chair. Other panel members are Ms. Pearl Wise and Ms. Bonnie Jackson. Our remote location today is at Franklin Parish Detention Center. Would the staff at Franklin Parish please introduce themselves? You're on mute. I see you trying to take it off. Still can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Would the staff there please introduce themselves?
The staff.
Behind you, the gentleman behind you.
It's an intro.
Henry Parks, Franklin Parish Detention Center, Westboro, Louisiana.
Thank you very much. And you are Mr. Janston Jiles?
Yes, sir.
Jiles, would you give me your full name and DOC number?
Janston Jenard Jiles, 749-698.
Mr. Giles, let me explain our procedure to you. First, I'm going to read some information into the record. The board is going to conduct a parole interview with you. At the end, you'll be allowed to make a brief statement before the board votes. Do you understand our procedure?
Yes, sir.
This is the matter of Janston J. Jiles, date of birth, November the 10th of 1989. He's classified as a first felony offender. He has a parole eligibility date of August the 14th of 2023. He is not eligible for good time. He has a full-term date, November 14th of 2020. 5-year sentence on the charges of carnal knowledge of the juvenile, indecent behavior with the juvenile, and distribution of methamphetamines. Is all that information correct, Mr. Giles?
Yes, sir.
Giles, your case has been assigned to Ms. Pearl Wise. Ms. Wise will begin our interview process. Would you please answer any questions she might have?
Okay.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's it going?
All right. It's going fine.
Good, good. What do you do every day at the prison?
I'm in a dorm for right now, but I was a trustee at Informerville in Union Parish Jail detention center.
So are you going to the sex offender treatment classes?
I already took them. I already graduated.
You done all 4 phases?
Yes, ma'am. I graduated last year in March.
Well, I'm showing you just did phase 1 and phase 2 in March. The records I have don't show phase 3 and 4.
I did phase 3. I did all 4 of them.
I believe you, but something has to be done to get that records updated. But your graduation date, that's right, March 25th of 22.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. What did you learn?
I learned that
Thank you, learn that you didn't already know.
I learned that that I have to learn how to control myself better. That I learned how to control my anger and all that.
I asked you 3 things. That's 2. Control yourself, control your anger. What else you learn?
And how to control like myself being.
I'm not clear on that.
Excuse me.
I'm not clear on that, what you just said. Make that clear.
Control myself, like control my, my my ability, my control my like high risk situations and stuff. Like I learned my risk situations, like high risk, low risk, and all that.
Now, what are your risk factors?
My risk factors, denial and really justify and all that.
Okay. I'm gonna read something to you, and I just want you to tell me what you think of this. This is a statement that was, as a part of this process, we reach out to the law enforcement community to get their opinion about early release. That's the judge, DA, police department. There's a lot of opposition that's been expressed, but I want to read you what one of them stated that the state opposes parole for the distribution charge and both sex offense charges. The 28-year-old defendant thought it was appropriate to have sex with a 16-year-old while 3 other juveniles watched and videotaped it. One juvenile was only 12 years old. Clearly, a 28-year-old man engaging in this behavior is a child predator.
You say, ma'am?
What do you say to that?
People got, they got ways to, think of me like that. But I take full responsibility of my actions, but I learn from my mistakes.
How many months were you involved with this young lady?
Like around like 4 or 5 months, something like that.
But there was some indication that you were giving up money, buying school supplies, buying school clothes and things like that for her. Is that correct?
No, man, I wasn't aware of that.
You weren't doing, you weren't giving her anything.
No,
Okay.
ma'am. No,
And
ma'am, at all.
were you aware that she was 16?
No, ma'am, I wasn't aware of that.
How old you thought she was?
I thought she was 18.
And why you think that? Why did you think that?
Because her sister told me that she was.
Oh, you knew her sister?
Yeah, her sister is my first cousin.
Okay. They just have different daddies?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Your mother said that you were a hard worker and that you really worked hard. What kind of work have you done? You said you were employed for the last 12 months.
Yes, ma'am. I worked 11 years in a city of Farmerville. I was a sanitation worker.
Okay.
That was my first job.
Okay. All right. Do you know the status of that job now?
It's pretty good. I still know the supervisor. He's still there that I was working with.
So you just hopeful that you can get reemployed, huh?
I'm pretty sure I can, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Now there's some indication that you completed Steve Moore.
Yes, ma'am.
When? I can't find that in the record as well.
I completed it. I completed it last year in March.
March of last year.
Yes, ma'am.
Wait, where were you at?
Bayou Dorchey and Menden.
Okay, that's okay. And so is that when you completed sex offender treatment as well?
Yes, ma'am.
What was your drug of choice?
I can't hear you, ma'am.
What was your drug of choice?
Drug of choice?
Yeah, what drugs were you using?
I wasn't using no drugs, ma'am. I wasn't using none.
Like alcohol?
What, alcohol?
Uh-huh. Well, you went to a substance abuse treatment program, so I'm just about.
It was, they said I was selling drugs.
So when your statement to me is that you do not use drugs, and that's
No,
your statement.
No, I did not use no drugs.
What about alcohol?
No.
Okay. But there's some indication, there's a needs assessment that's done, and you came out high for substance abuse, and you saying that that's not the case. You came out high for antisocial thinking, where your crime kind of pays that out. That yeah, that is the case. But have you ever had any kind of a mental health evaluation, any kind of mental health treatment as a child coming up through school or anything?
I was in a special needs class.
Okay, okay. Do you remember what your diagnosis was?
No, ma'am.
Did your mother get SSI checks when you were coming up?
I really can't remember. I really can't. remember.
So how far did you get in school?
12th grade.
Did you graduate high school?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you get a regular diploma or a special diploma?
It was a regular diploma they gave me.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am. It was a regular diploma.
As a part of this process, we do try to locate the victim and to get their input. A probation parole was unsuccessful in reaching the victim. They were successful in reaching a family member of one of the children that was in the room. And I was glad to read that it was indicated that that young lady was doing fine. She was in college and had moved on from that incident. I was glad to do that. But the other three, well, it was four individuals, but the victim, the other three kids, they were not able to reach, so we don't have their input today as to parole for you. And you do have a full term date in 2024. So while you're in Winsboro, you're not taking any other programs now. That's your statement.
No, not right now.
So your days, you're just kind of hanging out in the dorm right now.
Yes, ma'am.
And the release plan I saw was that when you're going to return to Farmerville and hopefully go back with the sanitation department. That's your release plan.
Yes, ma'am.
And again, I want to state on the record that you do have law enforcement opposition all across the board. All law enforcement is opposed to your early release.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have. That's all I have.
Thank you very much. Mr. Giles, is there anything you'd like to say before the board votes?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I just want to say I really just want y'all to give me this opportunity to make things better. I know I did it. I know I did wrong, but I'm trying to make things better for the community, and I'm trying to make them give me. I'm trying to have another chance to do things right.
I'm sorry, I forgot to ask the staff there. How many write-ups have you had?
I don't have no write-ups.
And how much time have you served?
3 years and 4 months, almost 5 months. It'll be 5 months in 2 days.
So there is no staff in the room?
This one, right?
Yeah, so can you tell us how you've been doing?
I can't hear.
He said, can you
Can you
tell?
tell us how
how
he's
we're
been doing?
doing?
What do you know about?
I know nothing about him, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay. We're ready to vote?
Yes. This is
One for fighting. One for fight? Yes. One for fighting.
he had one DB for
They
five.
just have one for fighting.
If,
Do you have a date on that? You have a date on that, a month, a time when you had the fight and shit right up?
you said you have a date on that.
You can tell me.
Date?
Justin, you can tell us when was it?
The date on the fight?
It was last month on the 19th.
Okay. You said you hadn't had any write-ups. I thought I heard you say that.
It wasn't a write-up because some guy they really jumped on me, and they just wrote me up just to, they said they was just gonna write me up. But
March 19th. March 19th.
So they wrote everybody up.
I don't know if they wrote them up or not. But
Okay.
it was self-defense because the guys, they was jumping on me, and I don't know how that happened. Like,
All right. Well, thank you for that. Mr. Giles, I'm just concerned about you. I really am concerned about you. It's unfortunate that you are in a facility where you can't get any more programs. That's unfortunate. And I will make a recommendation that you get moved to a DOC facility where you can get some more programs. But for me today, my vote is to deny because of the law enforcement opposition and the nature of the offense and that DB that you didn't share with me. But again, I'm going to encourage you, do what you can to get moved where you can get some more programs and get some work history, develop some more work history. That's my vote.
Thank you, Ms. West. Ms. Jackson?
All right, Mr. Giles, I concur with Ms. Wise. I really don't think you appreciate the seriousness of what you did in this case. Not only did you have sex with an underage girl, you had sex in the presence of minor children, one of whom was trying to film. And I don't think you understand just how disturbing that is. So my vote today would be to deny because of your lack of insight into the opposition from law enforcement and court officials and your recent DB.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson. Mr. Giles, you have 2 votes to deny your parole. I agree with my colleagues on everything that each of them has said. My vote likewise is to deny. You got a lot more work to do. Good luck to you. Folks, thank you very much for your assistance. We'll close out at Franklin Parish.
Look at him shaking his head, please. He really does have no clue. Miss Jackson hit the nail on the head. This is the first time I'm seeing Miss Wise back since she's been away. And I have to tell you, I don't really miss her. It's, the way that she kind of just goes about asking the questions without really getting in there. I mean, it's like, what did you learn in class? He learned nothing. Anyways, Richard sent me the news articles. Thank you, Richard, of his crimes. And here it is. There's really not much information, but the man was accused of having sex with underage teens. He was 28. He was charged with 3 counts of indecent behavior with a juvenile and 4 counts of carnal knowledge with a juvenile. The sheriff said that the victim's mother reported the crimes on July 24th. The sheriff says that the suspect admitted to the crimes without the benefit of a lawyer, and that the victim said 3 juveniles watched, with one trying to record. I don't know what that means, trying to. And then it looks like he'd gotten out on bail, because unless the data is wrong, you go to, so that act happened on August 18th, or was published August 18th. And then now what we're looking at is August 18th, that was 2018. And now we're looking at a second offense, July 1st, 2019, where he was accused of selling E. So it seems like he somehow got on bail just to commit an offense again, which they just don't touch on in this parole hearing. Yeah, look, and it shows he bonded out on the $20,000, which is 10% of $20,000. So he eventually the law caught up to him. He's serving his time, and frankly, it's like he gets this really just like slap on the wrist sentence, 5 years. He could have gotten out on parole. And he's doing this in front of a 12-year-old. And I don't think he was being honest at all, really. like, yeah, okay, you didn't buy her. And the idea of getting him to admit that he bought her school supplies is the proof that he would need to know that she's not 18. And remember, this is a full-grown man. This is a 28-year-old man. To go and be with a 16-year-old, it is predatory behavior. But then to do it in front of 12-year-old and all these other kids and to film it, it's he's just a danger to society. And he doesn't give the impression that he thinks he did anything wrong, which makes it that much scarier. But yeah, I think this man has to serve his full sentence, and hopefully he will. They probably won't get him out onto another facility. I just see the way things move so slowly, so he won't get his programs. Anyways, I think with the new law in place, he's not allowed another shot at parole for another 5 years. So by default, I think he just needs to serve out his time. Anyways, love to hear your thoughts on this. As always, do you think that if there weren't the other a 12-year-old trying to watch it, do you think that he would have gotten the same sentence? Claiming that he thought that she was 18. Do you think do you think that he still would have gotten the 5 years? With that, I will let you go.